These are my audience members. Oh, lean in for There we go. We got 3. All right. So, for as long as humans have been a species, agriculture has played a key role in the development and evolution of us. So, from cultivating crops so that we get better yields and more food for everybody, that's been a really, really key part. But moving forward, it's only pretty recently on the evolutionary scale that we as humans have introduced plants into the home. According to the London Kews Conservatory, they say that they have the oldest houseplant currently living today at 242 years old. This one plant has survived and thrived in a pot inside somebody's home and now a conservatory for over 240 years. But why do we think people have introduced these plants into the home? And there are a multitude of reasons why people should have a plant in their home. There's a mental benefit to having a plant in your home for mental health. There's an aesthetic appeal with introducing a plant to the home livens up a space and creates a new, more energetic point at which to work. And there's an environmental impact to all of this. Starting off first with the mental impact of having a plant in your home. According to NBC News and a multitude of different studies from UC Berkeley, Stanford, other prestigious college universities, having a plant is a way to create structure and provide responsibility for a lot of people. Where many people today's lives are relatively chaotic with differing schedules, multiple moving pieces that happen at one time, having a plant that you have to care for creates a sense of structure, saying, I'm going to water this plant every single day at this exact time, provides a sense of normalcy or structure for a person who otherwise wouldn't have this form of being able to take care of something. Furthermore, this responsibility also leads into a sense of gratification in growing a plant, where you're responsible for taking care of something that is in your home, and you do see the fruit of your labor and that a plant would grow and would flourish. It's pretty clear to see when somebody doesn't take care of their plants with wilted leaves, dry soil, not enough sunlight. All of these things can be changed and can provide a sense of gratification if done correctly, and you can clearly see it. Moving on to the second point, talking about the aesthetic appeal of having a plant. There are many different reasons why a plant can liven up a workspace, and it's pretty straightforward in that it's more colorful, it provides a different looking point in a room, and it can draw attention. But Atlanta News did an article on selling homes and making sure to have a really good open house. And they conducted a study that contained a bunch of different moving variables talking about how do you set up a home during an open house where people survey and look as potential buyers. How do you set this up correctly such that your house has the biggest chance of being sold? And what they found after doing multiple surveys and a bunch of different factors is that having plants in your home increased the appeal by roughly 26%. Now, this is a huge increase overall for having set a plant into the home, into a living space, or into a kitchen, has increased the appeal of a home by over 26%. It's crazy. This also is super cost effective. So having a plant in your home costs roughly $5 to pick up a plant. A plant pot can be anywhere from 2 to 3. These additions to a home are cost effective, they're cheap, and they grow and reproduce and essentially are a return on investment almost immediately after buying them if you take care of them correctly. So not only do they appeal to people and increase the appeal of a room, they're also super cheap. Moving forward into the third point, we've seen how there's a mental aspect and a visual aspect, but talking more scientific, there's an environmental aspect to having these plants in your home. Talking about different universities doing studies for the mental health and aesthetic appeal of these plants, NASA, as an organization, did a study on the removal of toxins in a room from having a plant. And what they found was by having one plant in a room over a 24-hour span of time, the toxins in the room decreased by 87%. Now, why is that? So in the same way as oxygen is taken in and given out, CO2, by humans, we can see here that we take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. Now, a plant does essentially the exact opposite. And by taking in the CO2 that we expel and giving out clean, fresh air, they essentially act as filters that pass through all of the air in the room and purify it. These plants don't just take in CO2, however, they take in toxins and other things and break down these harmful components that are found in rooms and provide a clean, fresh experience for a lot of people. So this 87% decrease in toxins in a room over a 24-hour span of time, a 24-hour span, has increased dramatically the overall effectiveness, productivity, creativity, empathy. All of these factors are increased just by having a plant in the room. Talking about the greatest, houseplants have clean or have been cleaning air for as long as the ancient Romans have had plants in houses, or in Egypt having plants have proven to clean the air as far back as people have seen. And it's relatively easy to take care of these plants as well. Going over all these points one more time, there's a mental health aspect, there's a visual aspect, and an environmental aspect, all that contribute to the appeal of having a plant in the home. And it doesn't stop there. There are a multitude of different factors that play into why you should have a plant, or what taking care of a plant really can do and open up doors for you. So next time you're out or about doing grocery shopping or just out, think about picking up a plant and bringing one home. See where it leads you. Thanks.